during this year's event for a picture perfect moment with Sussanne, ladies and gentlemen, the true icon, the mastermind behind Platinum Stella. I'm so delighted to meet you, and you look so stunning, Sussanne.
Sussanne ji, यहाँ पर
This lady needs no introduction. Yes, definitely a solo picture, ladies and gentlemen. The family of Platinum Corp, and we're so delighted to have her as a part. Sussanne Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, absolutely, as you already are, ladies and gentlemen. As we know that some spaces impress, but some spaces will experience here at Platinum Stella. And the 3 stars have already begun, they are here. Sussanne, I would request you to please take the center chair. The true reflection and the real star behind center. Oh, very own and the super gorgeous, stunning Sussanne. Ladies and gentlemen, and the real hero, the real star behind Platinum Corp, the person who needs no introduction. Everybody! And of course, somebody is going to be moderating this session, ladies and gentlemen, who of course do not need any introduction, quite a viral on Instagram or any other social media that you all can think of, who breathes social media and real estate, of course, quite known in the industry and also is a founder of an tech firm related to real estate. Here we have Mike. Round of applause, everybody, come on. And I think it's time that
everyone for coming, and this is going to be a beautiful evening. I'm super excited to be sharing the stage with the ever so graceful and elegant Sussanne Khan, right? And Mr. Vishal as well, who's not only a friend but a mentor in the industry. So very good evening. Everyone are welcome to the grand unveiling of Platinum Stella, a project that brings together design, development, vision, and a deep understanding of luxury living in the heart of Mumbai's most coveted neighborhood. Alright, and today we have 2 special forces that are going to make this possible. So first, Sussanne Khan. She's not only a celebrity designer but also a conceptual luxury designer who brings together emotion and experience and not just the aesthetics. Right? So super excited to get into your mind to understand how you design Stella. And then we have Vishal, who's an architect turned developer, and he understands the finer nuances of not only architecture and design but also construction, development, and most importantly delivering a project. Right? So let's get going. Sussanne, you come from a family of many creative and artistic people. Right? You've always grown up around people who are artistic, creative. How has that shaped your design narrative overall? How has that shaped you as a designer?
Very interesting question, I must say. And firstly, thank you for the warm welcome and the beautiful introduction. I'm very honored to be here. When Vishal and Nisha first came to me and we spoke about this project, I think I just have to say before I start off, it almost felt like I was conversing with 2 very passionate, intelligent minds, and having architects also as developers is a very rare thing, So when I was chatting with them, I could understand that there was this very beautiful synergy between us, and it took us a lot of passion, and we still have just we finished the design story, but we have to start the execution story. So I'm really excited about this project, and I think it's going to be one of its kind.
As we all are.
And coming back to your question, I have to say that I have been born in a very, a creative family. My father, Mr. Sanjay Khan, my mother, Mrs. Zareen Khan. I think that both of them were extremely, my mom is no more, but she's always with me. She's my guiding angel. She has always taught me, and so has my father, to always, think. Do not be, confined to your thoughts when you create something, and to completely think out of the box or out of your capacity. And I think that growing up with two really strong individuals who were so, who let my mind be so free and so comfortable, allowed me to, have those dreams that a young girl would have. And I think that at a very young age, I knew I wanted to do design, because we used to get those magazines. In those days used to come the US Architectural Digest, and I used to come and I used to look at these magazines and always wonder that, I want to one day be, I want to be in this field and create homes. So I think that the entire seed of the way my home was, the way the table was set, the way the people were treated when they came guests. I think all of that came to say that these were very warm, homely people. We didn't have so much at that time, but whatever they did have, they used to really make their guests feel very special and create a very great atmosphere for that person who came home, So I think that all automatically set in all of us, and so that's where the seed began.
It's an interesting take on hospitality. Vishal, the question to you is, when you first picked this project up, right, Platinum is Stellar, what was going on in your mind in regards to the vision, and how did you conceptualize it?
So I have grown up and spent most of my years between Santacruz and Corp. So I understand this area really well. I realized that this particular area, Bandra, Khas, Santacruz West, of late in the last 10-15 years has been doing a lot of luxury projects. The expectations of the customer and the home buyers here has changed. But unfortunately, the buildings that are being constructed here are still, following a very stereotypical approach to luxury. We decided that we want to, when we say luxury, what we really mean is that we're not just buying something which is large and expensive. What it should do is it should just become a part of your lifestyle. It should be an extension of your lifestyle. You shouldn't really have to change your lifestyle to be able to live in a house, but the house should be able to adapt to your lifestyle. That was going on in our mind, and we wanted to keep this project low density because it's in a very, very tranquil neighborhood. We wanted the customers, the home buyers to experience good views all around. So we had some very specific architectural thoughts when we took up this project. And that's the reason why we brought in Sussanne, because I think more over and above what we really wanted to do as builders, what we really wanted is a very strong design voice, someone who can also tell us where we are going wrong, and Sussanne really has done that a lot of times. We just didn't need a design consultant, we need somebody with a voice, and she's got an excellent ability to go beyond aesthetics. She knows exactly how to make a space feel beyond it, making it just look good. She knows how a space should feel apart from making it look good. So that's the reason why this project and why Sussanne.
Thank you. I must add to what Vishal is saying is that the start and the journey that we had, kind of adapted to. We started off in a particular way, and then we kept adding, and we realized that what we were adding was only going to be beneficial for this community that was going to live here. And we all were like-minded in our thoughts, so that's what really like kind of gelled and, you know, that gave me the support to kind of think more. And yeah, so I think that's, now you can carry on and ask your question.
I think you have a great scope of luxury, and obviously luxury can be interpreted in various ways, right? It often is subjective. What is your idea of luxury, Sussanne?
So, you know, honestly, I think that luxury is not always only what you see, and it is what you feel when you walk into that space. It is almost how the air feels, how fresh the air feels, how clean and pure the touch feels of what you touch, or how what exactly does the vibe of that zone make you kind of you know, incorporate into what you're doing. So I think that luxury now is it is a word that should be used more towards the feeling and the emotion that it brings to you, rather than just the expensive materials that you use, you know, what you can just use. But it's what the person actually feels when they walk into that space. So a luxurious space almost is like an emotion to me. Yeah.
Very interesting take. Now, Sussanne, this project draws inspiration from, you know, it has neoclassical and Art Deco influences, right? How do you integrate that into modern living, and how did you come up with that sort of design?
The name we picked because I felt that Stella is out of the ordinary. It's almost extraordinary, and it's something with, like, which stays amongst the stars. So when we picked this name, we wanted the world of the person who kind of, you know, wants to buy into this property to feel extremely extraordinary, and at the same time a bit of classic. You know, a classic feeling of something that we know and we feel you know, happy about. So we went back into time, and we went into the Art Deco you know, time period of design and architecture, and I picked up on certain very strong elements of the Art Deco time and period, which we used to have maybe in the 50s, in the 60s, or maybe in the 30s in New York, or even in Mumbai, in old Bombay, earlier colonial Bombay, in Paris. So we picked up on these elements that we know that the people who have traveled and who have experienced you know, life, they will be very comfortable with this kind of luxury, like this kind of design. But we brought that into the modern 2026. So we took that world of 1950s and the whole Art Deco vibe, and we brought it into this you know, this genre of 2026. And we imbibed that into the modernness of the way the material picking, what we picked for the material, how we picked the metal, what are the doors like when you walk in, what are the designs on the ceiling, what is the you know, what is the flooring pattern, what are the pieces of furniture, what is the lighting. So I think that overall there's also a philosophy for the building that it's very interesting, because there are these stories that again in the past, in the 1950s, there are these coins that we have kind of taken inspiration from, which we've created, to the teachings of life, like what would a family or you know, a feeling, what is a feeling of wholesomeness from a family. So that would be like, you know, something to be truthful, something to be extremely whenever you think of excellence. So we took these certain elements, these 5 different teachings, and we built our whole story around it. So it's very interesting. Right now you can't understand, but when you see the design, slowly it will unfold. But it's like almost as if when you enter the banquet of the property, or if you enter the say, if you enter the gym of the property, or you enter, say, the terrace, you will get those, those one or two of those 5 different stories and philosophies will be imbibed in you. So it almost is like the design is interwoven into the thought. And it's not just a good-looking piece of furniture, but it has a story behind it, you know? So,
story, emotion, and I think you made it timeless also, dating back the 1950s. You speak so much about emotion, right? Not just a potential buyer, but it's like a person to feel when they walk in to the lobby of Stella.
I think that a person who walks into the lobby of Stella will feel Stella themselves. They will feel absolutely unique. They will suddenly feel like almost as if there's some ting of magic, because we are not going to, leave any stone unturned for the materials, for the fabric, for everything we do in that space will be quiet luxury. It won't be loud and garish, it will be quiet luxury, but it will definitely make the person feel extremely like enveloped, you know. And I think that that emotion, as I say, is what every person wants to feel when they come home. How much ever, even like, however, expensive or beautiful your home may be, if it doesn't make you feel enveloped or warm, that is something that is also a very big challenge to do as a designer, when you for a particular project. So this is where we took into consideration aspects of every element to all come together and make you feel that.
Vishal, how would you want the lobby, any resident entering the lobby of Stella Rofi?
So I think adding to what Sussanne has just said, whether it is the lobby or the other common areas like the gymnasium, the terrace, she's designed a beautiful terrace, a lot of different zones where you can relax, or you can call people over and host a small soiree. All these areas that she's designing and we want to build together, what we really want to do is we want to give the feeling of all these areas to become like an extension of one's home. Right from the driveway to the lobby to the lift. We've had a long discussion on how the lift should be, how the lift door should be, how each and every floor level the lobby should be, the minutest details, the handles, the glass, everything. So what we really want is that all these common spaces, we will give as much attention, if not more, to what one would give to their private spaces. So that's exactly the concept and the thought process behind doing all this, is that all the common areas should just simply become extension of your home.
Exactly. So like the person, when they enter the gate, they almost feel like the entire building is theirs. It's not like you have to go to your apartment to feel like it's yours. But you feel a sense of belonging to this community, which is a very special community,
It begins from the of the project. Sussanne, you spoke a lot about, so if someone were to walk into a place designed by you, right, is there a particular design detail where a person could tell that, okay, this space has been designed by Sussanne, because you spoke a lot about quiet luxury. Like, is a space that's designed by you almost like an extension of your own personality?
Mike, honestly, I think that I am such a wide student of design and architecture from a very young age that I cannot constrict myself to be known as a type. So I keep changing, I keep adapting to make that particular project in a certain special way. And I definitely feel that there is so much of history of art and design and architecture in the world that if a person who's a student of that subject can actually pick parts of various different stories that they would like to tell and then tell it in a different way. So I would like to say that yes, quiet luxury is something that I like right now, and I definitely feel that I try to imbibe that into certain aspects. But we are doing multiple projects with Vishal, and both of them are very different to each other. So just to say that it's very important that as a designer and as a designer who wants to be more than just just somebody who is just delivering for the sake of it, you need to keep evolving with what your story is and how much goes under your umbrella of design. It should not be like, oh, I walk in here and I know this is Sussanne's. It should almost be that, oh my God, is this also Sussanne's? You know what I mean? So I want to reach that aspect of the umbrella being that wide. So everything is, of course, you might feel a little touch of something that is like I like metal. I really like to use a lot of certain materials. I prefer to use natural, original materials. I do not use synthetic materials. I do not like to use materials that are artificial. So these certain things, yes, I have like a quirk. But beyond that, the design and the style and the influence of what time and space it comes from, it all keeps changing.
An interesting take, in fact, that reminds me of a quote.
Designers hour and what spectacular insight that we got, and we definitely can't wait to experience Platinum Stella, the reflection of Sussanne. Amazing. Thank you so much once again. Can I please have the flowers, for the real flowers sitting in the center. Let's have a picture perfect moment with our moderator. Vishal sir, requesting you to please, small token of appreciation. Ishna ma'am joining in. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A huge thanks to Sussanne Khan, and we are so delighted that we have her as a part of the Platinum Corp. Amazing. Now requesting Vishal sir to please felicitate Maya for being, Maya Agrawal, the best moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. The team of leaders together. That was quite an impactful session where we got to know detail about Platinum Stella. Absolutely by the leading lady. Ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. We are definitely ready. And we have Rajesh Khattar, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour. Joined us here. Here we go. The picture perfect moment of the three leaders. Super. Yes, so media, you got any questions?
What's input from your side for Stella? What makes Stella very unique from others? And what's your input in this, in terms of designing and... Yeah.
I think the main reason that Stella is going to be unique from other properties is, according to me, the design, the aesthetic of the design that we are trying to create. There is a 5-point vision that we've kept for making sure that it's not only something that you see, but it is something that you feel, that you even, what you hear, what you kind of smell. It's almost a 5-sense feeling that you will feel when you enter Stella. And that is something unique. Yeah.
Good evening, Sussanne. Over here, Raju
Hello,
Achhalia
hello, how are you?
from Media Group. I would like to ask you something in our, Matrubhasha Hindi mein. Ki this pocket of Santacruz is already a place where, like many developers are trying to, outgo each other, like in terms of giving amenities, in terms of giving facilities,
Sure.
in terms of giving luxurious comfort levels to the customers. So what is different which you would are planning to, give for Stellar over here?
So like I said, I think that the main thing is that right now when the design comes towards, when you see it, you'll understand what is different. I can't explain it on a conversation, but it is a 5 sense design where when you enter the property, you will feel and see and smell and hear the whole being of the person. So like I said before, luxury is not only what you see, it's how it makes you feel when you enter a property. And with Stella, we want the end person who enters the property to feel in a certain way. And I think that that'll be what we will have different from other people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
So now we don't have to think anything when Sussanne is there with the board. So, Mr. I just wanted to ask you how it was difficult for you to work with another designer since you was an architect.
Thank you for the question. I've already had this experience. My husband is also an architect. So, so many years of us, debating and discussing ideas, and many times, our thoughts are extremes. So that's why we thought like this project, let's get a fresh sort of set of ideas and from a neutral sort of a perspective. And I think it's wonderful working with her. She brings to the table a lot of international experience and exposure and great ideas. It makes us also rethink because working so many years, I think after a point, I think you get very stagnant with your own set of ideas. So we got a very nice fresh take on things. That was wonderful.
Because Sussanne, it will be an authentic project at this location that you need.
Thank you everybody for being so patient and lovely.
Thank you so much, but Sussanne, we have a surprise for you. I would want you to please be seated, take a seat there, and have a look on the screen. A small surprise about somebody really special to us, special to Platinum Corp, explaining about Platinum Stella. So it would be truly an honor if you could be seated there.
So, madam, you just go a little behind, please. Or पूरा पीछे. Back. हाँ, पूरा एकदम पीछे. और back.
Platinum